In a previous video discussing the Doctor Who Battles in Time trading card set, I mentioned the inclusion of a Buzz Saw Dalek, a Dalek who, instead of the standard plunger-shaped manipulator arm, was fitted with a Buzz Saw attachment. While this appears on the surface to be another example of Battles in Time creating their own material for the cards, such as the Time War era underwater Dalek from the Annihilator set, there is actually a bit more to the Buzz Saw Dalek than meets the eye. Narratively speaking, there has only been one appearance of a Buzz Saw Dalek in a Dalek story so far, that being the surgical Dalek who appears in the Prisoner of the Daleks novel, who uses a buzz saw to attempt to extract Space Major Bowman's brain during the Second Dalek War. However, the Buzz Saw Dalek from Battles in Time can't be based on this particular Dalek, as Prisoner of the Daleks came out in 2009, 2 years after the Buzz Saw Dalek card was made. So where did this idea of a Dalek armed with a buzzsaw come from? Granted, Battles in Time did sometimes take liberties when it came to cards, but it wasn't often that they would come up with something brand new that wasn't even featured on the show. Even the aforementioned Underwater Dalek was based on the Underwater Dalek from Classic Who, but a buzzsaw? Generally, when Daleks need to cut things up, they do it with laser cutters. We saw that often in Classic Who, and again in New Who with the Assault Dalek. There's even a card for it, though it is dubbed the Laser Cutter Dalek instead. As it turns out, there is a source for this buzzsaw design, and the answer to the mystery is quite simple. As part of the production of The Parting of the Ways, a full render for a Buzzsaw Dalek was created. At first glance, it looks like one of the Dalek Emperor's guards, as it has a black dome, but it also has a black skirt, giving it a colour pattern similar to the Supreme Dalek from The Chase and the Dalek's Master Plan. Because the Battles in Time cardsmiths had access to the entire back catalogue of renders, they were able to find this Buzzsaw Dalek and include it in the set. That answers the question of where the Buzzsaw Dalek came from, but now we have a new question. If there was a render for a Buzzsaw Dalek with a black dome and skirt created for The Parting of the Ways, why wasn't it used in the episode? There is one specific scene in which this render might have been used. When the Daleks are mobilising their forces to attack the game station, a Dalek with a black skirt can briefly be seen, literally for about a second or less, leading a platoon of regular Daleks in the Emperor's throne room. However, the resolution of the image is so low that it is impossible to tell whether this Dalek has a buzzsaw or not. According to Dalek 6388, the variant seen in the episode lacks the buzzsaw, but the mill had also created a render with a buzzsaw attachment. I have two contradictory theories as to why this might be the case. My first theory is that the Buzzsaw Dalek was intended to be used for the scene in which the Daleks cut open the door to get to Linda, as apparently the Laser Cutter Claw Dalek was a fairly late addition to the script. However, this doesn't really make much sense for reasons I've previously mentioned. A laser cutter is much more fitting. My second theory is that this Buzzsaw Dalek render was created to act as a commander for the Emperor's Guard, but was never used. In the episode, the 4 Emperor's Guard Daleks all have black domes, but regular bronze skirts, and 2 are armed with regular manipulators while the other 2 have wacky alternate weapons. Could it be that the Buzzsaw Dalek is an unseen 5th guard, who acts as a squadron leader for the group? The alternate manipulator attachment and black dome lend credence to this, as does the fact that both the Buzzsaw Dalek render and the Dalek Emperor's Guard renders were all created by the mill. What do you think? Do you have an alternate theory on what the purpose of this Buzzsaw Dalek was? Do you think we'll ever see a Buzzsaw Dalek appear properly in the TV series? Can you think of any other terrifying alternate Dalek manipulator attachments that you want to see featured in a future Dalek story? Let me know in the comments below.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to
Dalek Bumps.